This is the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you from the East Bay and Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Oakland Raiders. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Set 15 line. 15 line.
That's the way.
Get it.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And that's not the start that he was looking for as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, Bradley. Throwing left side, it's complete. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
And the Raiders first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Let's go now.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Give these traps. Let's go.
Ready.
Now Chubb running right. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Matchbox lights.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Ready. 30 base.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
On 3rd and 2, Bradley. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 60 or.
Get ready. Get ready.
Hey, high 7.
51 to mark, boy. 51.
Let's go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Maurice Hurst make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He'll drop to throw. That's complete to DK Metcalf. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down.
Watch left, watch left.
Hey, exit.
3 down, 3 down.
And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Slam.
Christian, travel. Go.
29 is Mike 29. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the buses.
They'll look to throw. Being chased, and a loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Let's go.
Now.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
2nd and 4. Looking middle, and that's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Here we go. 10 Lobo.
Watch the flood.
Get it.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
10-2 soft. Hey, Delta. Cut. Fire.
Looking to throw on second down. Bradley. He's got it. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll give it to Chubb. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Nick Chubb, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. The extra point up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
At the 34-yard line.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Get the ball. Watch the safety creep.
And he'll give it here to his running back. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
It's been a long day for you.
Smooth.
Mike 51. Mike 51. Blue down. Blue down. 51, Mike. Mike 51. Hey, here I come. Here I come.
They're going to look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Tight into the right, boy. Tight into the right. Move. 4 down. 4 down.
Topper. Topper.
Shit.
Go.
He'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Protein spill.
On second down now, Stewart. Give him 8, maybe 9, but they're still left with a 3rd and long upcoming. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Ready. 50, plant.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive.
Set, ready. 60 or.
Get your swerve on.
22 jet bombers. 22 jet bombers.
Hey, watch it. Watch it.
Let's go.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Pilot, 64, weak.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3. No.
Get it.
To throw on 2nd down. Bradley. Man over the middle, and it's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 40.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Got it.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
5.
A give running right is Chubb. And some room to work. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Ready.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down.
80 weapon.
34.
Shoot.
Operating from the gun, Bradley. Buying time to his left. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
At the 27-yard line.
Mike, 29. Come. 29.
Here's 2nd and 8. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
They'll set up to throw. Looking deep for his tight end, Ertz. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
61, matchbox lights.
Back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Maurice Hurst in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Set 70, Indy. 5.
51 to Mike. 51 to Mike. Focus, defense, focus.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They get 20 yards there on 3rd and 19, and an unlikely first down.
And the Seahawks, first down.
Ready up.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, box drop, box drop.
51, Mike 51. Good trap, good trap.
Get it.
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Ready.
Mike 29.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Hey, Zoo.
29 is Mike. Mike 29. Watch the
You draw corpus.
Kill. Watch twist.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And it's 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, Let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense,
got the lead. Yeah.
we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Mike 55, right there in the middle, 55. Coming. Mike 55, Mike 55. Let's go, let's get this.
Looking to throw on second down. Bradley. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.
Let's go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Mike 55, check 55.
Topper!
Joker.
Hey, Charlie!
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day.
Let's go.
From the gun, Bradley. He's going to wind up and air it out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
60 or.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, Alpha! Protein spill!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The rookie first-rounder, Jonathan Abram, there to knock it away. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
He's checking crap.
Hey, wahoo!
29 is a Mike. Mike 29. Watch the curl. 29 is
Now.
Back to throw here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Jennings was the one he was looking for.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Tyler, 64, weak.
Watch the screen. Kill.
They run, jump, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this.
Here we go. 10 Lobo.
Check.
Hey, Haywood.
57.
X3, 218, chopper. We ain't giving up nothing today. Let's get it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Set. 10-2 stop.
Here we go. Watch tight.
80 weapon.
Tight end right. Tight end right.
Nice.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
High 7. General West. Ready.
They'll run with Chubb, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Yo.
6-6. Pull it high.
They'll try again with Chubb. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Ready. 50-60 outlaw. Hey, exit.
Run. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. 3 down. Hey, check. Mike 57.
61. Matchbox lights.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back.
Here we go. Set. 15 line.
Cut.
Shoot.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. So they decline it as that will bring up 4.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties. And they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
And his kick is good. And the lead stretches. 16-3 now. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll drop to throw. And an alley to run. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
He'll look to throw. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in the East Bay. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 9 yards that time. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line.
Mike 29. Watch the run. Watch the run. It's shot, baby. That's a baby shot. 29 is the Mike.
Looking to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now back to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And the Seahawks on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Eluding the pressure right. Looking deep for Jennings. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And no, it's incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Blue draw quarter.
Now Chubb. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. Well, I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. And again, it's Chubb. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 38. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it. They've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it fourth down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
On first down, Stewart. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a game.
Mike 29. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Second and 5. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 26. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Down. 70. Indy.
Check in. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
On the carry, it's Chubb. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more coming.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
It's a loss of a yard.
Ready,
Brings
set.
up 3rd down and 2.
Double time. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
Let's go.
And they will take a knee here.
The quarterback on the keeper. A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick here is good. And that will swell the lead to 16. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
Ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Check 4.
Protein spell.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Get it.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cleveland Farrell has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
It's a loss of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them.
Ready? 15 line. 15 line. Pilot 64. Wait.
Check 4 and 3.
Ready.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw. It got his man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Oakland, the train just keeps rolling 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, the perfect season was apparently not meant to be as they drop to 7-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.